This is exclusive icon. I'm here to reveal something about my youngest brother, Markel. My youngest brother, Markel, would hang really tight with a group of he would always hang out with groups of individuals, male friends on the street who were small-time dope dealers. Who they wouldn't make enough money to be considered drug kingpins, but they would make enough money to live comfortably, to buy, just normal everyday comforts. Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, things like that, and even hoes. But one of the things that I noticed that my youngest brother, Markel, would hang around these individuals, a group of guys his age that would be selling dope on the street, on the local area or side of town, local neighborhood. And he would hang out with them really tight, partying with them, doing drugs with them, weeks, months on end. And there's something that would always happen afterwards. His friends would after a month or something, they would magically somehow get police raided. And my youngest brother, Markel, who goes by Merk, or Merk the Jerk, would always end up escaping right before the police raid, battle ram would happen. And I used to always wonder, how did that happen? How did all his friends go to jail and get arrested but him? And how is he happened to escape right before it happens? My brother Markel was very envious, a secret envious person. So he would hang tight with these local dope dealers that were around his age. But the thing is he would secretly carry a secret envy and jealousy towards them. And he would hide it. He would hang out with these individuals and become best friends with them. Months, literally months on end, 2-3 months on end. And all of a sudden, I remember he would escape right after he would escape the premises, house, apartment, or whatnot. The police would raid the place, and everybody, all his friends, would get raided and arrested and go to jail and/or prison. But my brother Markel would always get away without an arrest, without ticket, without going to jail for a day or prison, nothing. He never even got something as simple as a ticket. And I used to wonder, how did my brother get away? My brother Markel is a covert narcissist. He is the slimiest and covertest of snakes that you can come. He can tell you stories about his heyday of big-time dope dealing and making lots of money and fresh clothes, of course, which is a fabrication. He never was the seller of the drugs. He was the one that was usually hanging out as a side person of the person who was selling the dope and making the money and getting the fresh clothes. He was usually just a side part, a sidebar person. The only way my brother Markel could have gotten away was he set his own friends up to get raided by the police. And the reason why he would do it even after months of drinking and partying and hanging out with them is jealousy, deep-seated, hidden envy. The only person that my brother Markel never set up was my sister Rashida and her ex-boyfriend Bananas, Iron Daniels. He hung out tightly and closely with my sister Rashida in Denver on 17th and Race when my sister Rashida was selling dope locally around town with her boyfriend Bananas. And he would hang out with my sister Rashida because she would share and buy him weed and cigarettes and food. And he would continuously steal money, weed, sometimes jewelry from her as well. So he would steal material things regularly from my sister Rashida and her boyfriend Bananas when he would hang out really tightly with them all the time. But it was because he was stealing from her. He was stealing from her and her boyfriend Bananas. He didn't steal sacks of dope. He would steal material things, jewelry, clothes, watches, sacks of weed, cigarettes, and even money, cash money. But he never did set my sister Rashida up. But he did set up my uncle, Haley Lewis Sr., and my cousin Antoine and his friend Hoopty. My brother Markel used to hang out with them really tight in the hood, in the Beeler Street area. And all of a sudden, they get battering my cousin Antoine, my uncle, my cousin Antoine's friend Hoopty, John, the couple John and Janine John would go away with the wife Janine, but my brother Markel didn't go to jail that time either, because he set them all up. He would use them for what he wanted. Material possessions as weed, drugs, marijuana, money, jewelry that he would steal from them, sometimes even dope. And then when he couldn't benefit from it anymore, stealing or whatnot, then he would set them up and get them raided and battered and raided by the police. My brother Markel is the slitheriest and covertest of snakes that you could ever meet.